Damn, Nick, you weren't here yesterday. Now you're the first here. What a legend. I'll start in 2 minutes. I'm just going to give everyone a second to get in here if they want. What's up, Lewis? Oh, if you're here early, let's check out this stock that Lewis was looking at, which I'm actually very glad he showed me. So this is 3D printed related. I'm going to be looking at this one a little more. But Lewis already sent me some pretty good info on it a while back, I think, too. So we'll check this one out. This should be a good ticker, though. Honestly, I was looking at it today. I think it's the first day it's truly popped, though. Oh, no. They had their own time back in the day. Very strong head and shoulder reversal there. This has some volume, though, Lewis. This could be a big one. I like this. Plus, it's kind of cool because we have, like, a 3D business, so it's kind of cool to, like, go mess with things that are related. But this could be a really nice one. Let's click Analyze and see what they say about it in here. Okay, so they do more than 3D printing. They do all the steps of it, and they try to apply it to the medical world, because there's so many things that you can 3D print and all that can apply to multiple different sectors in our lives. Like, people actually don't think about that. When COVID was going on, 3D printing and all that stuff and glass blowers, they were there. They were there helping out. Making the things for the masks or making respirators or any of that. Yeah, I have this weird time frame now called the 30-day 4-hour, because I really like looking at the last 30 days, but I love 4-hour candles because they're so strong. And this is why. So you got like a slight uptrend there off of that move. So we'll either be looking for the break of that or we'll look for a catch. But I'm going to go look at more about this company later, and I'll make an actual post. But I really like that you sent me this, so I really appreciate you, Lewis, for real. Thank you. All right, 7:45. Now let's start. So top watch today is NVIDIA again. I don't think people understand how much ATR this stock truly has. This stock can actually bounce back. Actually, I'm glad you said BA, Steven, because BA will also be a top watch today. But I think top two watches today are going to be AMD and NVIDIA for top two watch. You can also go check this semiconductor watch list if you guys want to go check out some other stocks that I think are going to pop across the next couple weeks. But this list, I posted this list with a little good post about what semiconductors even are in my channel. So I think it was the beginning of this week or last week, but definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get into this. I'm going to jump back to AMD from the main watch list, and then we'll go through it. Oh, I'm already on it still. All right, so just using the previous day, I got high. Let's just mark this because that's pretty much low, but pre-market resistance there. We got a good level here, and then we have a solid range right here. Let's just use the gap range, though. We'll just go ahead and account for that, since it's technically already been filled again. So it looks like below 97.50, 40, 97, and then below that to each of these candles should be Gucci. So we have some pretty good targets there on AMD pretty early on. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. Let me open my notes. All right, so AMD above 98.35. Target 99.15. And then we can even say 100 is our second target. I think AMD hits its 100. Actually, I won't even teach you guys that yet. I'll save that for later. Below, let's just say, what was gap? 97.50. Target. By the way, make sure to leave a like on this stream if you guys can. We're trying to bring this pre-market live stream back. We used to get like 50, 60 viewers every single day, so trying to work back towards that. I know you don't get that instantly when you return, but we can work back towards that. Below 97.50, target 97/9640 /9580. Now, it doesn't matter how close it is. It doesn't matter that the target's too close. You don't like that it's too close. What matters is that the market target means something. Okay, I wouldn't move this because I don't like the number. I would leave it there because that's a very good level. was used strongly yesterday. We don't have many levels to our left because this is new all-time highs right here. So we're kind of focusing on previous day levels for any next movement for AMD. Now we got NVIDIA. Zoom in on that. So we have a pretty strong pre-market range. We're just going to go ahead and include the gap. For any scalpers in the future, by the way, when I say that, you can technically mark the gap. And as soon as price exits here, you can enter puts and scalp it to this level. But I'm not going to get into that today. We're just going to talk about making the list. But I'm not going to worry about prehistory on this. But we're going to just focus on previous day. Let's see right here. So we got high. Let's mark this level because I like that it was a resistance of pre-market. It was the breakout for the day. And then it was also support at the end of the day. So if we were to break this, this would be first target. If we were to break that, I would say probably open of yesterday would be second target. So pretty nice range there. If it does end up breaking down, good day for NVIDIA. Also great upside to the NVIDIA, which I think it goes up more personally. Pre-market's up a little over, what is that? 546.75 to 549. It's not that big, but that's still a nice percentage up for this stock to start. So I'm going to enter. All right, so above 552. Target 555/557.80. Below 546.75. Target. Oh, and by the way, guys, if like this level's already passed or this level's already passed before market opens, you just either null the play and move on to another ticker, or you can wait for another line because all these lines mean something. Like if it was to get down to this line and then break to here, I'm expecting it to go to this line. Anything in between we'll have to note. Target 544. And then we'll say 540, then 536, just so we can have each level in there. Because your psychologicals still matter. Now, I didn't mark 540 in between this, but 540 is in between this and it matters. Just like 555 is in between this and it matters. All right, so for third target, we'll type 560 for above. All right, so we got, I'll show you what we got. This is all we got so far with AMD and NVIDIA. We're going to do BA next. We're going to take a look at a couple solars. We're going to look at Beyond. We're going to go back and look at Facebook and a couple of the bigger tech. We're going to look at Roku and Square, and then we'll see what's on our list after that. But we're only adding what we really like. Boeing. Let's clear this. Actually, wait. So Boeing's been having a pretty crazy ride. I found this little channel it had on the daily. We're going to be looking for, honestly, continuation down, in my opinion. I don't like that it didn't. I mean, it had rising volume, but we have way more sellers here. And we did catch support here, so we're kind of back in a range on the daily. Let's look at the 5-day, 5-minute. All right, so we have this gap range to worry about. I remember Jerry and a few other guys, they were in on this trade. They're probably still in it, waiting for this gap fill. I think it won't stop until this gap is filled, so it'll probably go back up and hit 209.50s. If you guys weren't aware, and you would know this if you took the BB course, which is an announcements channel, gaps have a 91.4% chance of filling. That's a very, very, very high percentage. So whenever you do see a very notable gap, go mark it, because most of the time that will fill. Sometimes it'll be in one candle, sometimes it'll take 100 candles, but eventually it will be filled. So here for BA, I really like that we have a really nice resistance here, right there, just because that was high of day here. So I'm going to go ahead and say 208 is our break above, and then talk about 209.51 being the gap fill, and then we can worry about what's above. Let's see right here. I really like the pre-market too. So I'm going to mark here. And the reason I didn't mark true pre-market low is just because, one, I could mark it. It's only 27-cent difference. But what I think would be a better drop would be the higher low. So this was like our high of day. Then you had this. That was bearish. Then you had that, and that made it more bullish again. It had continued uptrend. It didn't make a lower low, and it made a higher high. So it was still pushing the uptrend. But the big level was here, because this was the level that needed to be passed and held above, just so you can know, like, okay, this is probably going to keep going. So I'm going to say above. All right, let's type that before I just keep talking out loud. BA. All right, above 208, target 209, 205.50. Below 206.50. Target 205.25 slash 204.60 slash we could say 202.20s. I think I'm just going to go ahead and say 203. Just be a little more safe on that side. Now let's look for above because I don't want just one target. It has a chance of continuing up once it does. So expect slowdown once you hit that 209.50s, but what's above that? I like that 210.85. One, it's a resistance here, support here, support here, support here, support here, support here, support here, and it was almost a resistance here. So I'm probably going to go ahead with this level right here. So let me zoom in and see what's... Yeah, I like that a lot. So 210.80 is the last target. We'll just say 210.85. Nick says AMD has an upgrade and an event at 11 a.m. So what he's saying by that is, like, you know, take all that into consideration because there's probably going to be some extra mess around on the bid ask today. So don't be too slow on AMD today. If you don't want to play it today, you don't have to. I was just giving good levels because I really like to put it up there when I put NVIDIA up there because they're really good together. Also, FSOI, this is a really good swing play. A lot of guys enter too early in my opinion, but I think this one's ready now. So our initial swing trade was going to be from here. I think I remember not calling it out because Chef had already called it out. It ran up pretty good, came back down for support. I think I'm ready to call it out now because it came back down. We're getting our this is like our 40% entry on the BB system. This is like our 80%. So if it can hold 84.50 this morning, I'll be realizing that swing trades are very good off this. Oh, that is you, Jerry. Perfect. Wrong account. Well, that your BA play looks good, man. I'm really glad you held. That was very mature of you, in my opinion. Very high probability play. Facebook, they're having a nice pre-market. I like this. The reason I like this is because it lines up with the previous day levels as well. If you could just go ahead and mark, I'm not going to mark true low, but right there, 256.25. Looks like below that it's going to start bleeding more. I would say above here is where recovery is. And I say that because, yeah, there's a little hilltop up here, and that's true pre-market high. Yeah, I could mark that. But I like this level better. Has more price action right under it, hitting it, like hitting that little roof. See how it like comes up here, fails again. That would be the level of breakout. So 258, we'll just say 258.50. And then below 256.25. Now let's find targets. Let's back that out. Okay, so there isn't much targets below. That's on the 30-minute. Let's back it out more. Let's extend this bottom one to the left so we know where we're at when we zoom in over here. All right, so there's a gap range here. There's a clear resistance here. That was also turned support twice. So 247 would be a solid target, but that's too far. Trying to look for something that means something without... Okay, here we go. We got a gap range right here. So I can say... We'll choose a number in between that isn't totally crazy. I see why someone said 255. And look at that. It's already bleeding. Let's wait. We'll come back to Facebook. Let's go to Apple. Apple's coming down. I'm going to guess SPY must be doing... Yeah. SPY and NASDAQ are bleeding. Haven't broken anything crucial yet, but they are bleeding. This one's... NASDAQ is more crucial than SPY at this moment. So definitely keep those on watch. Those are always some of my top watches whenever I'm trading through the day. I don't really... Some days I'll set levels, some days I won't. I won't trade it or anything, but It's still good to set levels on your futures in NASDAQ just because when you go and check them, you can see like, okay, I'm in this zone. I'm still good. Like I'm still in a support area. I haven't totally started bleeding yet. Yeah. Yeah, Jerry, we're kind of late on Walmart. I actually had a screener call it out the other day too, and I ignored it because I had already called out a couple swings, but Walmart was a solid play. You guys can tell me what... Oh, no, I guess that wouldn't be the candle. I'm not going to quiz you all on that one. I don't think anyone would get that one. You have a next year contract for them? Jesus, dude, you must be fucking smiling right now. Did Bob ever break that range? Okay, they did. They broke it the last, like, 20-something minutes of the day. So Baba could be a good watch. I'd watch for a continuation below 226, and you could watch recovery above 228.39. I even respected this line from yesterday's pre-market. Baba above 228.40, below 226. Let's back it out. So let's mark a couple levels. So I like this gap range here. I like this low over here. I like that low there. Above, I like this high of day. You have that high above it. And then you have this gap range above that. Which you actually have a couple gap ranges here on Baba. So it looks like it has some good upside as long as it recovers. But I think Baba's going to continue to bleed. So 228.40 target. 230.20. 231.35. Alright, so far this is what we have. I still need to move on to Apple. I still need to check out a couple solars and beyond. Let's check out Zoom real quick too. Oh, they've had so much happen already. That sucks. Did they have news? Okay. That's not bad. Facebook still holding, so I guess we'll go with that lower level instead of the higher one that we were wanting to use. Target's a good stock too, like GT said. But we're gonna go with 255.90. I'm just gonna say 250, 250. So we have lower high we can mark. We have the high we can mark. Those are two targets we can use from if it breaks up. But we also got to watch out for this resistance. That's going to be very crucial. But I'd hate to mark a target that's literally less than $2 away for Facebook. I got to mark it. 259.75 is what we'll say. And then 263.25. So we have AMD, Nvidia, Boeing, Baba, Facebook. Let's check out a couple more and then we can move on. Roku. Y'all need to quit missing out on Roku if you have the account size. These have been some super easy plays. It just keeps staircasing. I mean, look at this. Push up. Support. Looks like it's going to have another bullish day. And if it doesn't, the break below is going to be that 400. I'm going to add Roku. Above... I actually like where it stopped too, because this was a pretty strong resistance. If you're going like from the underside perspective, this would be a strong resistance. So 409.60. below 401.70. Target above would be probably going to say 415 to be honest. And I'll leave it at one target if anybody. Oh no, I'll say 415 and then 420. Target below. Alright, so let's get our range. That would be the range. So that'd be worst case scenario. I like this because it had some consolidation, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, pattern play back up. So I get that pattern. Okay, I like that a lot. 395.70. And 390.35. Alright, so this is what we got so far. AMD, Nvidia, Boeing, Baba, Facebook, Roku. Let's go check out a couple more and then we will start the day. Square still coming down. Surprising. This has a lot of variables in it though. I think it's a need to just chill out because this tear streak it was on was before so many people noticed. I mean, this thing has been on a tear streak. I don't think people realize this thing literally went from $30 to 250 just about. Like this Square has been on a run. PayPal has been on a run. And they're not just in correlation with Bitcoin like Mara and Riot. Square and PayPal have set themselves up to be profitable companies no matter what we're in, pandemic or not. Oh, my bad, GT. I guess I should have guessed that you were ST just because of just one letter missing. Glad to have you either way. I have a question for everyone in the stream. Do you listen to music while you trade or chart? And if you do, what kind of music? Whoa, what was that? BLNK? Yo, they're still breaking this. That's insane. They're going to go for it. I posted these over the weekend, but I posted like this setup. I think it was Chewy. Yeah, it was Chewy. That one's still on an uptrend. And then I think SKLZ was the other one, which we're still in swings on that one. But I remember posting these three setups, and now they're still doing great. But as you can see, it's all patterns. You have the falling wedge, breakout. Now what do you have? Now you're looking for continuation. What did we get? A pretty strong bullish rectangle from intraday to extended hours. And now continuation, which would have been confirmed above this and this, which they're above that now. So now if it does have any pullback, I have 2, 3, 4 levels of pullback in case it does. Therefore, I know I'm still in a good trade as long as it holds any of those 4. The strength of it will be which one of those 4 bounces from. I mean, it doesn't have to bounce off any of them either. It could just keep running if it wants. So definitely keep this one on watch. This is a gaming related stock. Don't sleep on those. Let's see what y'all's answers were. I watch TV shows, which my wife keeps sometimes, but if I do, it's instrumental. I feel that. Chart, yes. Trading, no. I always have music playing. Right now I have music playing. I can't play it, of course, because it's copyright, but I 100% of the time always have music playing, no matter what I'm doing. Please let the bodies hit the floor when market's bloody. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Snap, that's a good one. I need to post this list soon before I have too much fun. Snap's another one I've been yelling at people. And I'm not meaning this to, like, take, like, whatever you want to call it, like, for my ego. Like, this isn't for any of that. I'm really glad we're all on the same page now. Everyone's calling out pretty good plays. I mean, Dan, look at this. I wasn't even the only one who mentioned this stock. Why is there an indicator on my screen? Bruh. Who the hell's on my TOS? Some days I'll open this and I'll have open interest on. Some days I'll open this and ATR will be on. Some days I'll open it and stochastics will be on. Like, I'm not even turning any of this on. It'll just slowly appear. TOS is weird. Like, I think almost every single day in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, open interest turns itself on. I don't know how. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to show you guys. This shit's kind of cool. Okay, so let's go to a stock that makes sense. BA, fuck it. Go to trade. Okay, wait, BA. So check this out. So you have your options chain. And then you have, this is probably the screen I stare at the most. That's besides that one. But there's another screen that's really cool. See this one that says options, time, and sales? It won't pop up right now, but when it does, click this and change it to 10. Again, click this little settings cogwheel and click 10. And then wait for this to start popping. This is actually kind of cool. Alright, so hold up. I need to post this list before people chew my ass out. Oh, that's right. The bot's back up. I can just use the bot. Title. What's today's date? Description. Paste. Oh, wait, shit. I mean, shoot. Be a shame if a bunch of stock traders heard me cuss. Send that, and then I do want a thumbnail. What do I want to put on the thumbnail? Let's do that one. Alright, so that's sent. Let's send this to Kindred. There you go. Alright, boys and girls. I think it's time to go. Actually, hold up. Is there any stocks you guys want me to go over? If not, then we can just end this now, and then I'll go get ready for the stream. Or not stream, the voice chat. Oh, hold up. Actually, I'll go over something. So there's a couple stocks you guys need to be keeping an eye on. So RIDE, not a lot of you guys were aware. I had a few of you actually message me and ask me how the hell did I know. It was just a little bit of research. Whenever I'm not trading and reviewing, I'm back on the ground looking for new stocks to trade, and it was really cool to find a couple EV stocks that I like, both public and private, that were very cheap still. Ride is one of those. This is a very promising EV stock that's still under $50 a share. Rivian, that my friend John found. That's another good one. It's a private company. Going to be watching that one. That one's tied to Ford. That's really big. There's a couple others I'll have to touch up on later. I'm going to go read back on DDD a little more later thanks to Lewis. Fubo, that's a good one. Fubo is one that's going to recover soon. Watch for this one to recover soon. If you want to grab a swing, that'd be smart. Just grab some time so you're not completely screwing yourself. But watch for that 32.10 break. That'll be your double confirmation. It's kind of already looking good for recovery in my opinion, but I would just say wait for that 32.10 to be passed up. BDU has a nice pre-market. You could play that gap range, or you could just wait for that break there at 220. I already had that marked, so that must be a good level. Oh, that must be from the weekly. Yep. It's from the emerging candles. That's why it's good to check the weekly, guys, because then you get a good picture of everything. Damn, Lewis, you've been looking at some good ones, man. I can just see your growth from here, and I don't even talk to you every day. Alexander Stone. Well, that must be Alex. Penn. Another good one. Gaming related. This one's been flying under my nose. There's just so many stocks. Look at that. Perfect clean breakout. All you did was mark the emerging candle. Go over here. perfect break. So I'd say for today, you'd be looking for a break above 102.35. And I don't think I'd short it until it's back under this level. So anything above this is still buy the dip. That's another way I've been approaching some of these stocks. All right, well, I think it's time to end this. I'm going to go grab something, and then I'll be in voice chat. So if you guys want to go switch over to that, I'll be there in a minute. But we can still cover some stuff you guys want. But thank you guys for being here in the stream. If you haven't already, please like this stream. It will help out. I hope we can continue doing these. These are my favorite part of the day, probably. They used to be my favorite part of the day, then we stopped doing them. So I'm glad to have them back in return. If you guys need anything that you don't want to just publicly talk about, please DM me or tag me or something. I'm perfectly fine with helping you guys with your trade reviews, going over a trade plan. Just don't send me, is this going to keep rising? Is this going to keep dropping? Don't send me that shit. Send me something I can bite off of and talk to you with and engage with. Let's have a good conversation. So please tag me. Don't be scared to hit me up. I love helping everyone. I've been helping a few people for 2 years. I've been helping a few people for 2 days. So it really doesn't matter to me who you are and how much time I spend with you. I want to help. So please let me know. And thank you guys for being here for the stream.